Now, NBA observations. What is something that you've been looking at now, Riv, on your new show that you do, objectively biased, I believe it is. They posted a TikTok clip of Russell Westbrook and first clip, banger, 200,000 plus views already.
Already?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
IG or TikTok?
TikTok.
It's on TikTok.
TikTok for sure. Yeah, I didn't really mean I didn't mean to violate Russ. He's just ass. Like, no offense to Russ. Like, he's a good guy, good human. I think I said this. Good father, probably. All that good stuff. But he's just not good at basketball. Like, he's just horrendous. But yeah, shout out to Objectively Biased. Riv Academy still here for people who are gonna ask that question, because I know people are gonna ask that question. I just was on the phone with John yesterday trying to figure out how I can implement videos in. So I think I got an episode coming up that's gonna have some videos in, and I think I'm clips in. And I'm excited about that. I've been working on that. But
really emphasizing the academy and Riv Academy this time around.
Joel, you get this shit, man. So I'm excited for that.
I have told you on multiple occasions, pick a team, one team, do an episode. It could be that easy.
I'm doing it. Don't worry about it.
I love that.
I am gonna do an episode about Ace Bailey and Dylan Harper.
Love that.
So I'm excited.
I'm tuned in. You know, I'm a Dylan Harper stan.
You are a Dylan Harper stan. Few observations though. I got a few. I want to start with the Lakers. I want to start off first. I want to just say their offense just looks so much more fluid. I think there's certain things you can't take away early on in the NBA, like Cam Thomas averaging 30 points a game. I doubt that's going to happen throughout the whole year. No, that's no shade on Cam Thomas. Just 30 points is a lot of fucking points. But Lakers, just the way they run their offense, I think they'll do that all year. I think it's going to be a lot of backdoor cuts, a lot of plays, a lot of Anthony Davis post up, setting the pin down, somebody popping. They had a play at the end of the Suns game for Austin Reeves where threw the pass to LeBron. LeBron had the post up. AD perfect. Sets the screen. Austin comes over, had an open look. Austin didn't even fully come over. He kind of fake dropped back.
That was the issue.
It was an open three. I'm not mad at it.
Yeah.
And he missed it. It's life.
Perfectly drawn. I mean, unbelievable play.
It was a great play. They ran it well. Austin had a good look. He missed it. Life. But just the way the Lakers are running offense, I can see it being a top 10 offense. I can see it really legitimately having some good positives. And then the way JJ is just going in the half, like he's done more in 4 games than Darvin Ham has done in 2 years. Like it's been that, like even what Darvin Ham is doing over in Milwaukee, he's still doing more.
It's the worst coaching staff in NBA history.
Arguably. It's so I like the Lakers offense. I think even last year, their last 35 games, they finished as a top 10 offense. They were really 5, right? Probably
we
like
closed
really
the season very well.
Yeah, they were really good off. The offensive pieces are there. I think their defense is going to be some trouble. But their offensive pieces are there. So I love the fact that JJ come in, they've implemented the system. I think that sticks. A couple other things, Darius Garland having a good game against New York. I think just highlighting what he did on both ends of that game was really impressive. Like he really showed efforts on the defensive end, had a good ass block against Brunson late in the game. And then offensively, just being that sidekick, that secondary guy.
Been waiting on it.
He was honestly the first guy for that game, but just being that secondary guy for Donovan Mitchell, I think that's what you kind of wanted from him last year. And he was in and out the lineup, dealing with injuries, dealing with personal stuff, couldn't just find the shot. And he talked about how this year he's coming with a different mission. You can see he looks a lot bigger, a lot more stronger, more aggressive. And that's what you wanted to see from him. And I think that game really was important for him because he did play like shit the last time they played the Knicks in the playoffs. And the Knicks have kind of owned Cleveland, kind of in a sense, in the last two years. And the way the team in general just looks much different. They look a lot more composed. They look a lot more disciplined. Evan Mobley looks really good offensively. He looks like he's taking the initiative on the offensive end to get it going. And you see a trend with this team. You see a different outlook with this team. Of course, it's really early, but I doubt the mindset changes with this team. I think they come out with the same mindset, back-to-back games. We're going to be aggressive. Our 3 guys, if they're aggressive, everything else opens up for everybody else. And even though their role players weren't hitting a shit ton of shots versus New York, you had a reliable game from all 3 of your tough guys. So I think that was good. I would say my last observation that I've seen, honestly, is just from Jordan Poole. Like, I think watching him play, like, it's amazing.
Cooking the Celtics. That first quarter, like 18 or some shit.
Yeah, he just looks different. Like, he looks more confident. He looks like he's got his swagger back. He looks like he feels like he's the player he was 2 or 3 years ago.
Did he have good March runs last year, right?
I think he did. I think he finished the year with good March runs. And you saw last year, got punched in the face, got knocked out, got traded.
2 years ago.
2 years ago, went to Washington. Probably was one of the worst players in the league last year in Washington. This year, he looks a lot more better. He looks like he's filling in that leadership role for Washington. And of course, side by side, Bilal Coulibaly has looked really good in the ball handling department, just making plays. Defensively, he had Trae Young in a box last night or 2 nights ago, whenever it was.
That game-winning shot, he fucked that up.
No, he did, yeah. Defensively, he's been amazing. As a secondary creator, he's been solid, too. As a scorer, he's been okay. I think those two, it's been really good to see Washington. I've watched a shit ton of games. I did have one more. Portland. Portland's interesting. I think Portland has a lot of young players. Cute players.
No Diddy.
Nah, whatever.
Scoot's coming off the bench now.
Yeah, well, he came off the bench last year when Simons was hurt.
If he ever figures out the jump shot, he's aggressive.
Yeah, and
that's one positive.
Me and Drew were talking about it. He does still struggle a little bit finishing at the rim, but he is being aggressive.
Can we get some more Klingon minutes?
I would love more Killian, but Aiden's been playing solid. Yeah, and I think Kamari's been really good for them. Simons is solid.
Stupid.
Yeah, the team has a lot of. I wish they had a better coach. I think that's the thing I'm waiting for. Like for them to get a better coach, a better development team. They don't even have Shaedon Sharpe back, so I want to see how he looks with this team. But I think this team has a lot of cute young players. I think the young core is nice. It's missing something. I don't know if it's missing the guy or the coach. Maybe both.
Could be both.
But it's definitely missing something, and it's fun to watch them play. It's fun to really see how they develop. But at the same time, I do think they're lacking in the development part. Like you look at Orlando, they have a coach and they have a foundation with their young players. They all fit together. You look at OKC, they're loaded with young players and they're really nice and talented. Even going to Indiana, the role players kind of fit what they want to do within their system. With Portland, I don't know what their system is, and they're trying to figure that out with their young players. And at the same time, some of them feel a little bit redundant. But those are the few things I got from the 3, 4, 5 games that we've been able to watch.
I'll piggyback off a few of those. Now, number one, of course, I'm talking about the Lakers.
I didn't even put anything for the Lakers. I just got it.
Of course. I was shocked you mentioned them because, but I respect you showing my team some love. Anthony Davis, highest usage that he's had since being a Los Angeles Laker. We've been waiting on this. And I want to give a lot of credit to JJ Redick for recognizing this should be an Anthony Davis-led offense. LeBron is 40 years old. It was a matter of time before the baton was passed, the torch was passed to Anthony Davis, and he's been a star, a superstar. Most points in the league, top 6 or 7 in rebounds. He's going to be a rebound machine. And on defensive side, second to none. Him and I honestly want to give this other guy some love. Chet Holmgren have been 2 best shot blockers this season. Chet Holmgren, unbelievable start to begin this season. 20 points in every single game so far. 25, 21, 25. Been really aggressive on the boards. That's really what stood out to me. And as a shot blocker, we've known that he has had that in his arsenal. But his IQ has been super high so far to start this season. Alex Caruso, he has 5 points scored this season. He's a plus 38. His defense is unbelievable.
You saw his defensive reign with him on the court. It's like fucking 82 or something.
No, bro, their guard defense is suffocating. Like even SGA,
there's
all of them. Bro.
There's certain times where people say that I may overrate role players. However, Alex Caruso is a different level role player. He is one of the best, if not the best, perimeter defenders in basketball, and his input is being felt. Or his impact is being felt immediately. Next, I want to highlight a couple of things. You mentioned the Cavaliers. I think they're locked in. Garland shooting the piss out of the basketball. Give a lot of love to Mobley. Jared Allen. The 2 guys in the front court really have shined. They're the only. Well, them and the Celtics are the 2 only undefeated teams right now in the Eastern Conference. But the Cavs.
Sorry to cut you off real quick. Just want to say Anthony Edwards had 24 in the first quarter. He has 29. It's the 4th with 6 minutes left.
Okay, that's fine. Now, I want to give you guys.
29 is still good.
I want to give you guys.
Are they doubling him?
I want to give you guys a player A, a player B. Give you guys some
3
raw
games
stats.
in. Here we go.
I want you guys to tell me who this player is.
Here we go.
All right, player A. In 3 games, averaging 27, basically 28 points per game, 6 rebounds, 4 assists, 41% from the field, 38% from 3, EFG of 52.
Seems like Jalen Green.
Okay. Now, this one player, 4 games, 29 points per game, 4 rebounds, 3 assists, 43% from the field, 41% from 3, 54% EFG, 83% free throw to this person, 77 on player.
I knew Jalen Green was more efficient. I knew he was one stupid efficient.
Jalen Green is one of these guys.
Okay. And who's the other?
Desmond Bain.
Cam Thomas.
No, Cam is shooting 46.
Cam is averaging 30. So
let's go.
So you feel confident one of these is Jalen Green?
I don't think neither of them are Jalen Green.
I think Jalen Green's been more efficient in this, honestly.
I mean, shit. The second one sounded efficient.
Is one of them LaMelo?
No.
Tyrese Maxey?
Let me just stop the guessing right now.
Maxey's
You nailed
inefficient
it. One of them is definitely Jalen
Yeah, I knew
Green.
it was Jalen Green.
The other is.
Tyrese
Give you guys
Maxey?
3 guesses. No.
I figured it was.
Trae Young?
It's a shooting guard. I'll give you that. It is a shooting guard.
It's not Zach. Zach
Jaylen
averaging
Brown?
26.
No.
Anthony Edwards?
It is Anthony Edwards.
Which one is he? The second one?
He's the first player 1. 28. He's shooting.
Lucas sucks, by the way.
He's shooting 41% from the field, but 38% from 3. He's moved
good.
me as a 3-point shooter.
38% is
But Jalen Green, his EFG is 54, and I wanted to mention that because a lot of his shots have been 3-pointers, and he's been very efficient from 3-point, shooting 41%. Now, Jalen Green has been on pretty great start to begin this season. Now, it hasn't been the most efficient in the first 2 games, but these last 2 games versus the Spurs, he's really lit it up. And what stands out to me is down the stretch, he's the guy that's getting the basketball. And in game 1, Sengun was a star to begin. The second half, he really didn't show up. Jalen Green was the one to go ahead and tie that game. Sengun leads to the turnover.
His first Spurs game.
And then that first Spurs game, Jalen Green is going berserk in that fourth. Dylan Brooks definitely deserves some flowers too. He was hitting some big time shots and playing some pretty high level defense, but we know that he can do that. But Jalen Green has been ultra aggressive, shooting the basketball. His shot diet still needs a bit refinement, but his finishing at the rim too is what impresses me a lot. I just think that we need to clean up his shot, his decision-making shooting the basketball on the perimeter, but he's really been an efficient 3-point shooter and a clutch one as well. That's really what's impressive.
He screams, like, I don't think his shot diet had changed because he just screams Zach LaVine to me. Like, that's his player comp. Like, they practice tough shots. They take tough shots.
Yeah, it's true.
You know, it's just the type of player they is, and you just live or take. Like, you live or die with their game. Like, that's the way that, he just reminds me so much of Zach LaVine, which is a little bit more handle, I think. Less bounce, if that's even possible.
I don't know. Jalen Green's bounce is also.
Right now, we're just seeing his ceiling. Like, his ceiling is he can lead the NBA in scoring. Like, that's his ceiling. He's that type of scorer. So, I mean, right now, it's looking like Jalen Green is taking the mantle. Sengun has to catch up because the last 2 games, he hasn't played more than 30 minutes, I believe, because the pace the Rockets play with, he just doesn't match that. So,
it's good to see Steven
it's
Adams
on him to
get
adjust
back out
now.
there, too. First time
Steven
playing a
Adams was
minute.
solid from last
Yeah, I think as, second unit big, it'd be really solid. I could give a few. I'll just add on to the Cavs real quick. Ty Jerome's also been fantastic for them.
I hate the way he plays.
Yeah, he's been fucking
slow,
amazing.
fast. It's so aggravating.
What college did he go to?
I don't fucking know.
Virginia.
Shut up.
I knew that.
I think he might have played with D.
Wait,
Hunter.
him and Dunn went to the same school?
Who's done?
Ryan?
Yeah. Well, he went way before
I think he
that.
played with DeAndre Hunter, right?
Hunter, Kyle Guy, and Ty, I think they were on the same team. I think.
Where's that smart college go to? Just trying to disrespect me. The first, number 1 for me, who's been one of the most impressive teams, the Orlando Magic. But more specifically, their offense has been unreal. I thought we all knew this defense was going to be amazing, but I wasn't expecting, even though I thought the Magic could be a top 4 seed this year, I wasn't expecting their offense to be this great. 7th in offensive rating. 49% of their shots are 3-pointers, which is top 5 in the league. They're making a shit ton of them, 16 a game. Jalen Suggs also seems to be taking another step as a shooter. He's shooting 45% from 3. 8 threes a game. Fucking insane what he's been doing. Franz, 44%. He's gotten off to a hot start. Paulo, 39%. Of course, Paulo had that 50-point game last night. Paulo looks like a boy amongst men sometimes, right? Especially
boys.
Man
amongst
boys.
Apologies. Boy amongst men. That would be great. He looks like a man against boys a lot of these times, right? Like, he's gotten sometimes where, unless there's a dude who's like obviously bigger and stronger than him, he's just going to go to the rim and he's going to baby you and he's going to be able to get a good shot. And of course, shooting 40% from 3 is going to help. 2 teams I'll lump it together here. The Bucks and the Nuggets. Don't know what's going on. I'm concerned about both teams. I think they both have their own individual issues. The Bucks defense is fucking concerning, right? You've had a couple really bad losses. Lost to the Bulls. Kobe White puts up 35, 6, and 5. Zach LaVine goes off for 25 points. Vucevic has himself a good game. Then the Brooklyn Nets, who are right now, ironically enough, in a dogfight with the Nuggets, that they might end up being the Nuggets as well. Schroeder had 29. Cam Thomas goes off for 30. Their defense, I know they're really going to lay their hat on, suffocating the rim, right? You got Brook Lopez, you got Giannis. That's where they're going to really lay their hat on. But goddamn, they have nobody to guard the perimeter. And if you want to go and guard the Jays, good fucking luck. I mean, they lost by 20. They ended up losing by like 10 last night, but they were down 20 when they took their starters out. it's going to be really tough for the Bucks to figure this out because they still just look old and not athletic and kind of slow. And I don't trust Doc Rivers to be able to figure this out. Denver, on the other hand, somehow with Jokic, second worst offense in basketball, this bench unit has been nothing short of abysmal. We talked about how Christian Brown can replace KCP, and I think he's done a really good job for the most part, right? The shooting still has to come back into form, but for the most part, he's been a really good player. But who is replacing Christian Brown on the bench? It's been tough. This bench unit has been one of the worst in basketball right now, second fewest points per game.
With New York, Nets, right
and then we mentioned Chet a little bit. He's been great. Last one I'll mention, the Memphis Grizzlies continue to produce these like bench role players type of dudes.
Santi?
Of course, Gigi and Vince.
No, Santi been
Jay
there.
Huff,
Sandy's
baby.
been there for a few years, but he's still only like 23, 24 years old.
No,
Jay
but he's
Huff just got a
elevating this
4-year
year.
contract.
Scottie Pippen, Jay
Scottie
Hawks,
Pippen Jr.
Jalen Wells,
You had
they just
fucking
drafted
John
him.
Morant missed the game yesterday. Scottie Pippen 14-10, 1 turnover.
No, he's their Tyus Jones.
They've been,
Good comp.
100%. So the fact that they're able just to constantly produce talent, no matter if it's second round picks, undrafted, they're always
scary
able
as
to get
fuck
guys.
because when I was talking about this, I forgot where I was. I was on Twitter talking about it. Where are you gonna place all the minutes when GG comes back and Vince comes back? Like
I don't
you
know.
have legitimate.
I'll be honest, Marcus Smart, he's been ass. Might have to get him out.
He offensively he hasn't been the best, but he set the tone. He brings a tone.
He's a veteran leader
and
type
defensively
dude.
he's been really good for them. You know, and
He's just been, offensively he's been unplayable.
He has been low key, but like it's like you got Ja, you got Bane, you got Smart, you got Jaren, Edie, and then you got Jay Huff, Aldama, Vince, GG, Scotty, like, and then even Jake
LaRavia.
Yeah, he's been giving them quality minutes, you know. So it's like, and then Brandon Clark's solid too. Like this team is, I don't know how they do it. I feel like they're cheating at some points, but like they just run dudes off. Like Jay Huff he won the defensive player of the year at the G League, I believe. Like he was a G League guy. Picked him up, boom. Now he's like one of the best 3-point like stretch bigs in the league. It's actually backup bigs. It's insane.
The NBA season just started. I have 2 hot takes.
Here we go. Are you still in the Bucks?
It's an overarching thing for the season.
It's an excellent question.
These are my 2 hot takes, and I know it's early. I really don't care. I have a lot of confidence in what I'm about to say. The Denver Nuggets and the Milwaukee Bucks are done.
I'm crying.
The Denver Nuggets, they're not winning a championship this year. They're not a serious contender. They have Nikola Jokic, yes, but you have 2 starters in the lineup that can't shoot. Now it is easier to double Jokic, and their bench is abysmal. Russell Westbrook has been awful. And the Nuggets making him their marquee free agent addition after we seen what he did to the Lakers, and then wasn't that good with the Clippers in the playoffs, this past playoffs that we saw, for them to think that he was the missing piece was ridiculous. And Jamal Murray, his regression, we have to keep an eye on that because right now he's not looking good. And the Milwaukee Bucks, the coaching is an issue for them, but I don't think Giannis and Dame get along. I don't think they like playing with each other. This on paper was supposed to be one of the best duos in basketball, and I don't feel like they play together enough. Mm-hmm. I think Giannis is disengaged. Giannis, before the season started, soft launched a trade request for himself. This team doesn't play defense.
Laker.
The Bucks are in more of a dire situation than the Nuggets. I think the Nuggets, after this year, will try to reevaluate and make their team better, and they will still build around Jokic. I think the Bucks are done. I think after this season, Giannis is getting traded, Dame is getting traded. They're cleaning house. I think that's over with, and it's going to end this year.
Yeah, I mean, they don't even really play 2-man that often. Like, we thought this was going to be the best pick and roll duo in the NBA. They haven't been. They both dropped 30 last night against Boston. Both objectively had pretty damn good games. Bro, it was 118 to fucking 100, and they subbed out. Like, if you're not gonna be able to compete when both of your guys are dropping 30 and offensively they've been great, because Dame's had a couple stinkers this year already, like where he just cannot find his shot. They said on the broadcast yesterday he was like 4 for his last 21 from 3 or something crazy, where he's just been not Dame. So I agree with you. And the players they picked up over the offseason, like Taurean Prince and shit, it's just they're not needle movers. They're not gonna make a difference.
The team in minutes.
Taurean
Prince.
Of course, that's Darvin Ham's over there. He fucking loves that guy. I don't know what
right now Dame hasn't been able to shoot well. Brook Lopez hasn't been able to shoot well. I just don't think like Dame and Giannis really like each other that much. Like I just don't. It's just a weird vibe there going on. I think Giannis is disengaged.
Well, they had the astrology dude say it was like a fucking
C+. Listen, that was my I guess you could call it my hot take coming to the season. I just didn't see the hype of the Milwaukee Bucks coming in. I respect Giannis, and of course Damian Lillard has to get respect, but there's just too much going on with that team that I dislike for me to see the big picture with them. And right now they're playing some pretty terrible ball, and they'll get wins. It'll happen. Of course, they're too talented. They'll start to win some basketball games. They won't be one of the worst teams in the Eastern Conference. That will not be the case. But when it comes to the big picture, this is not a championship team.
If they're hovering around, I mean, we're looking so far away. If they're hovering around 500, the deadline, do you think they still say ride it out, let's give it one more chance, or do you think there's any speculation?
You have to let the year go by.
I don't think they trade Giannis or Dame midseason. I think that's like an off-season move to get the most amount of assets.
Yeah.
So I think this year they will let play.
And Giannis is very much ready to tell him, like, too. Like, this ain't just the front office. Giannis is like, yo, if y'all can't build the contender around me, I'll go.
Giannis literally said in the offseason before the season started, he said, I might get traded if I don't play well. You're an MVP.
Yo, he be chatting.
Yo, be honest. He's not lit for that.
He's a cornball.
That was corny.
Yeah, it was a cornball move.
Somebody else did that.
Like who?
Steph.
Easily.
I know. LeBron. I mean, I'm being consistent. I think that was lit with Giannis.
That's your guy.
Now, these are some quick observations I had. You mentioned the Cavs ad nauseum. I think they probably are taking a step this year. The Suns are 3-1, like your Lakers. They beat the Lakers. They're 1-1 right now.
That was
they should be 4-0.
It was the opposite way. We were down 20. We came back and won. We were up 20. They came back and won.
Was it both games in Phoenix or back the way?
It was one in LA, one in Phoenix.
Why didn't you just keep both?
Are you going to talk about our boy?
Of course. I mean, Ryan Dunn is shooting 43.8% from three.
I welcomed him in because he was vocal about him too. He saw the vision immediately when he went to the Suns, which was fair.
We've been talked about.
We've been talking about it. I've been loud.
Yeah,
you've been loud too.
You just been silent. Not silent. Lower. He's been loud.
That's cap because we had in the offseason, we had a podcast where I talked about if Ryan Dunn should play significant minutes for the Suns, and you said no.
Both
no, but he's been loud. He's been yelling at me for like 2-3 weeks about it.
What he's doing against All Stars is beautiful.
He's locked.
Okay. You see what happened? What James Harden's doing to him? All Stars are shooting 26% from from against when he's the opposing defender.
I'm not loud about it because the game will speak for itself. Talk. Speaking for itself. Talk. Now, Ryan Dunn, I feel like right now, the Suns, they probably won't do this, but I think their best lineup is KD, D-Book, Tyus Jones, Ryan Dunn starting. I think Bradley Beal has to come off the bench, and I'm going to be vocal about that. Not at nauseum because I think they'll still win games, but I just don't know why he wouldn't put his ego and pride aside and come off the bench. Like, you have Grayson Allen and Royce O'Neal coming off the bench with you. You're going to have spacing. You're going to be the go-to scorer. You don't have to worry about getting people involved and sharing touches with D-Book and KD. I feel like it just makes the most sense, and he can still close out games, so it's really not that big of a deal. But, he's getting paid a lot of money, so I understand that. They need a better center. Like, Mason Plumlee was good last night, but Nurkic is unplayable. Like,
they would kill for Zubac.
Against smart offensive coaches, they are terrible.
You might have cooked.
Hey, I'm leaving with something here.
Yeah, Zubac is awesome. The last takeaway I wanted to have was actually about the Clippers because Zubac is averaging 23 and 14.
It's going crazy.
But James Harden is playing like Rockets James Harden. I mean, James Harden is here, baby.
Tell us Derek White was better.
And you know what?
Hey, I was wrong.
Derek White fucking clears.
And you know what?
I expect you to say that.
I'm enjoying this moment because
really?
I don't know how much longer James Harden is going to play this style of basketball because when he was with the Rockets, we know everything goes through him. But with the Clippers, last year, when you have to share a Paul George and Kawhi Leonard, you are relegating James Harden to the wing or he's not in possessions. I mean, when is James Harden not initiating offense for the Clippers this year? He is the engine. They're riding or dying with James Harden. And it's the last chance I might get to watch what I fell in love with when he was in Houston. And that is him being a guy.
That Harden and Zubac pick and roll. That's amazing. And then defensively, like I think the Clippers could probably be like a top 7-8 defense in the league. Offense, a little funny.
Norman Powell been who?
Yeah, he's been playing. Their defense, they're so suffocating and they're like connected 1 through 5. Like they really put a lot of pressure on the ball. Like you have Chris Dunn coming in. He's a great defender. Derek Jones Jr. is a really good defender. You have Zubac, who's a sneaky, underrated rim protector. Like I tried to tell people over here.
He's a good player.
Russ is 22, by the way.
Russ who?
Westbrook.
Fuck that.
10 for 10 from the line.
No, it's gonna keep going. He's gonna do more numbers.
No,
y'all are idiots.
No, because that dude, the Twitter guy, might come back.
Which one?
The one I tweeted when he was like, some guy, Russ fan said, he tweeted, I may never come back to this app if Russ don't have 30. And I tweeted under him, and I got a lot of likes. I was like, brother, we're never seeing you ever again.
He's out the game. I think he's.
Yeah,
I think
so
you're
now
good.
he has 22. Can't have that.
Are they gonna win?
It's a 1-point game.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
I just don't know what the Clippers are gonna do because if like they're somewhat competitive, does James Harden get traded? You know, that's why I'm enjoying this because James Harden could not be on the Clippers at the trade deadline. Like he could be moved.
Well, I mean, they don't have their draft pick, so
they don't. There's no reason for them to tank.
Another player I'm anticipating to be moved at the trade deadline 100% is D'Angelo Russell.
Yep.
He simply does not fit the Los Angeles Lakers.
What do you want back?
I would
What
love.
do you think you'll get? That's the better question.
Dorian Finney-Smith and Dennis Schroeder.
How you gonna get both?
I think
Jared
we can
Vanderbilt?
exactly.
Oh, is he ever gonna play?
Stopper though.
But who?
Vando.
Brother,
But
give it up.
he's never playing. He literally never
he
plays.
doesn't play.
Stand to struck out. We get Dorian Finney-Smith. We get defense and spacing. Dennis Schroeder. I was kind of under the assumption he only plays well with the Lakers because every other side he's been
solid.
balling with the Nets. We get that level of defense. Another guy that can handle the ball, but is a pest on the defensive side. And Dorian Finney-Smith. That is a move that obviously where I look at it is less is more. We don't have that obvious 3-point shooting that D'Lo gives us, but when he's cold, he's cold. And Dennis Schroeder has shown he can give useful playoff minutes. Dorian Finney, we just need some high-level role playing, and he can definitely do that for us. And those are two players that will fit perfectly in what JJ wants to do. Mm-hmm. You need those type of grit and grind type of players, and those are two guys that'll do that. D'Angelo Russell's simply not that.
And I'd rather have Reeves initiate the action
easily. He did it, bro. I've seen it multiple games so far. We're down the stretch. D'Lo isn't on the court.
I think Zach could be moved by the deadline too.
But I don't think that. Oh well, sorry. I'm in a Lakers mindset. I agree with you.
Yeah, I think Zach. I don't think like Zach's been great as a scorer. His playmaking, oh my god awful. He is a number 2, number 3 type of guy. Like he's in terms of just
who's
the pass
trained
he's
for
trying
him
to
though, because I agree he's a number realistically a number 3, and he's getting paid so much fucking money.
Like it is a lot of money, but I think what you used to think before this, like if he can, obviously hypothetically speaking, if we get to the deadline, he's playing like this. You'll get a lot more than what you used to think because a lot of people wouldn't give up anything for him because they thought he's injury prone, which is fair. He also wasn't playing well, but if you get we're looking at Zach, he's kind of back, like playing the way you want to play.
Kinda back.
And it's like, maybe we should throw it first. Maybe depending on what team. I don't know what team would do it because, a lot of teams are strapped up money-wise. But maybe somebody would throw him in first. And question, what's up with Hallie?
Just not shooting well.
That's
he
it?
played good against the Magic.
Oh. Seems like he hasn't improved. He can't dribble still.
The Pacers aren't running as much pick and roll this year right now.
Oh, so he can't beat his man?
Siakam's the best player on the team.
Well, he played like shit last night. So.
Well, he got cooked. So yeah.
Yeah.
Wait, Hallie needs a pick and roll. He can't beat his man one-on-one?
Wait,
I just think
Siakam
that's
played
their
like
offense.
shit on defense.
I really don't think he was all that, like either side of the
I'll be
ball.
honest, Boncaro played so amazing.
Yeah.
He probably made Pascal look.
How many points did Pascal have in that game against the
No,
Magic?
Boncaro had 50.
If he had more than 20, I'd be shocked.
Let's see.
I know Tyrese had more than 20 because he hit like
Hallie's been
Pascal, I was going to say, bro, I knew you were tweaking. 26, 10 for
he had
18.
26.
Boncaro's
I
50.
know it. I was going to say, Boncaro made you
His
think that
50
he was
just-
normal.
yeah.
50 was
I mean,
loud.
I've said it before. Like Pascal Siakam's points are they don't move me at all. Like, the way he
But that's lazy.
The way he gets
16.
the way he gets
Hallie's
his
shits were
buckets.
double. He gets 20, it's really
Hallie-
40.
No, I thought Tyrese was gonna start the game off rough because he hit the side of the backboard. Like
Yeah,
on
he
his
did. I
first
remember
attempts
that.
and stuff. No, but no.
Way
I
off
mean,
Hallie.
He's gonna be fine.
Oh my God.
Yo, Trae Young clears.
He's gonna be
Tyrese
fine.
Maxey clears.
Tyrese Maxey also clears.
Tyrese Maxey. I mean, how many wins did the Sixers have? One.
They beat
How many
Hallie.
wins do the Sixers have?
Indiana only has one.
Yeah,
They did that shit without fucking Embiid and
I
Paul
think
George,
Indiana
brother.
right now.
Yeah.
Andrew Nemhard's not playing well. Miles Turner's not
He had
playing
a good
well.
game last game.
I
Yeah,
think
I feel you.
like their entire team's just like kind of out of funk right now.
Yeah,
They're
no,
not playing that well.
I'm a troll with Hallie, but I think, yeah, I mean,
You're trolling, but because last year was also he's injured, but
no,
now
we're not saying that. You can't tell me that anymore.
He didn't have a full offseason to recover. He went to the Olympics, bro.
And he didn't play.
He didn't go
He
with
really
the
didn't
rehab.
play.
I don't know what he was doing.
Yeah, he was out there chilling. He actually said it. He was there for the vibes.
I respect
and
that.
the vibes are fucking amazing out there. But he's ass.
Haliburton's gonna be fine. He's gonna be fine.
When he's doing the podcast that JJ created.
He's up
Yeah,
there. He was up there with Obama.
I think they're rotating hosts on that. I don't think he's like the main host on that, but That's definitely taking time out of his day. You know, probably working on his game would be better.
He's got to be locked in, Rob. He can't do what right
Brother,
now.
you
It's
have
looking
no
kinda
left
ugly.
hand. Lock the fuck in, bro.